It's a typical Saigon afternoon. It's not raining anymore, but it's still a bit stuffy. People say it's stuffy, and I usually have the AC on, but I don't right now so. Hello, thank you for always making such energetic videos. I've never unsubscribed from you. Thank you. Do you know about my work? People often assume, oh, she probably doesn't know, she doesn't have kids, how would she know? But I do know. Anyway, you guys remember. Have I ever been to the north? Oh my goodness, I studied in Hanoi for 4 years, guys. I studied in Hanoi for 4 years. So you quickly regained energy after a breakup, huh? Well, the truth is, we have to understand that sometimes things leaving our lives is for the best. It's like the day he left, the sky cleared up. We know that when you love someone, there are happy moments and sad moments. But if it leads to a breakup, it means there were more sad moments than happy ones. Now that it's over, it's time to restart your life, upgrade yourself, and do more wonderful things. My sister is going to Singapore soon. Can you review places to visit in Singapore? Guys, please watch this weekend's video, Saturday's video. This Saturday, my Singapore video will air. I'll share all the places I visited so you can watch it. I'll even upload an Excel file for you. I know. I'll share an Excel file too, remember that. I haven't bought anything online in 6 months. You guys introduced me to so many things. That's right, only buy what you need, guys. Only buy what you need. Spend within your means. Don't just see something super luxurious and think, should I buy it? No. How much did you buy your piano for? I bought my old piano for about 10-12 million VND, guys. And since I bought it, I still don't know how to play the piano, sadly. Are the Kiwi results out yet? They're coming soon, guys. Everything's coming soon. Just keep an eye on my Instagram and fan page and you'll find out. Any questions? Oh, this is a great question. What should I do, sister? What should I do when a guy acts differently before pursuing me versus after he's already with me? I think you guys should really focus on yourselves. Before pursuing you, they want to conquer you, chase you, because you're hard to get, hard to understand, mysterious. They're curious about you and they feel you're not too close to them. But then, once they've gotten you, if you become too clingy or too needy, sometimes they get bored. So to prevent that from happening, whether it's before or after they've pursued you, we should all have our own lives. Have our own hobbies, passions, and friends. Don't ditch all your friends just to hang out with your boyfriend. I've had friends like that. When they got a boyfriend, they disappeared. Then, when they broke up, suddenly they reappeared, wanting to meet for coffee, asking me to go out for drinks. I've had friends like that, you know. The kind who are never around when things are good, but then when they're down, they start texting you. So, in such situations, we need to balance everything, because your life is about you asterisk, not about your boyfriend. Of course, they're an important part of your life, but they're not everything. I just got fired for talking back to my boss. That's right, if you're going to talk back to your boss, you need a few things. First, knowledge, and second, attitude. If you talk back aggressively like a crab, they'll fire you, sweetie. You can't talk back like, I'm not wrong, you are. But for example, if you're talking back about a specific work-related issue and you believe your contributions and ideas are correct, then you need to present facts that make them respect your words and see what you've achieved. Not just talk back just because your boss says something and you think you're right. That's being a hothead, sweetie. I sympathize with you, sweetie. But I see a lot of young people doing this because their ego is a bit high, their personality is strong, lacking a certain maturity, a certain composure of someone who is, well, just a bit more composed. But I think you guys should respond in an appropriate way. Don't let them fire you. If you leave, leave with dignity. And for you all in the future, you are capable. You are very good, you have many talents, you have many opportunities to grow. But what you lack is the way you talk and present yourself. So, you want me to play guitar and sing? My hand really hurts right now, guys. My hand hurts, so I can't play guitar and sing. It hurts too much. On a rainy day like this, who should I listen to? Can you recommend some songs? On a rainy day like this, I like listening to music from. I recommend Boyce Avenue. Boyce Avenue used to have a lot of songs on Havel, but now they're copyrighted. How to be more confident? Many of you ask about confidence. I think I'll make a video about it because it's been a long time since I've made content related to personal growth, right? I talked about it, and it automatically recorded that confidence is important. I think confidence means believing in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, it can be a bit difficult, a bit challenging, but it's not impossible. I've said it before, Confidence is important, but something even more important is having the courage to act, to do things without fear of failure. Because if you're afraid to fail, then you'll keep trying. But to give you some specific tips on confidence, first, not caring what others say is already a form of confidence, guys. If we live constantly worrying about what others say about us, it's going to be a bit annoying. We won't be able to focus on our goals. What others say, let them say it. Because no matter what, they'll talk. Even if you're poor, ugly, weak, or bad, they'll still talk for a while. And when you're good, rich, and comfortable, they'll still talk. Even if you're happily in love, they'll still have something to say like, that girl is pregnant, or that guy is cheating on her, or that girl is. The point is, you're living for yourself, so first and foremost, don't pay too much attention to others. Most people lack confidence because they're afraid of how others see them. We're afraid of others' judgments and criticisms. First that. After that, another important thing is that we need to have knowledge, guys. No matter what you're doing, you should have knowledge in that field for that job. Don't just know a little bit, because people with real ability to speak, they know it right away. If you have capability, you'll be very confident. Or when you're talking about an issue, imagine when we're in court or when we face the mirror, we understand ourselves very well. We know how to defend ourselves, and at that point, we're very confident. If you don't have knowledge, you don't know anything, and sometimes people will criticize you. So you have to learn and gain knowledge, not just in your major, but also general life knowledge. These are the most important things. Of course, appearance is also a small part, but truly, appearance is just a small part. Basically, we should still focus more on the inside. And for the outside, gradually over time, we should also learn how to do makeup, skincare, dress up, and so on. But actually, confidence comes mostly from your demeanor, your voice, and your eyes. These are the two clearest indicators of whether someone is confident or not. When talking to people, you must practice looking directly at the person you're speaking to, not bowing your head or trying to hide. You have to look straight ahead, and your voice should be clear, not stammering or stuttering. You really have to practice these things by looking at yourself in the mirror, guys. Take a mirror, look at yourself, and speak. Honestly, in the past, I also stammered a lot, and my speech wasn't as smooth as it is now. But you have to practice and develop gradually. You have to practice, okay? I feel like I don't want to live anymore. No, don't say that. Why don't you want to live anymore? Do you know there are still so many places to see and so much delicious food? I don't know what difficulties you're facing in life, but everything will pass. I believe the bad things you're encountering are things that had to happen for you to experience. There's nothing that can't be changed, no matter how difficult. Even the worst people you meet are people you were meant to encounter. Do you know how many lifetimes it takes to be reborn as a human? Let's start rebuilding everything from scratch. It's tough, but keep going, keep searching. Thanks, San. Because of that, I got an excellent scholarship. Thank you, sweetie. Oh, so if I'm not home, am I distant from my sister? A listener says, when I'm self-conscious, my belly fat often makes me look down. I feel sad. I also have belly fat, so actually getting rid of belly fat is difficult, not easy at all. Everyone has their own struggles, but I also tend to be a bit lazy. Not really lazy, but my stomach hurts a lot, and it's hard to keep a flat stomach. So there's nothing to be self-conscious about. I have it too, so why would I feel self-conscious? Tonight it's raining again, guys. It's dark and raining. It's like total darkness outside now. Sister, do you think it affects a relationship if your family background is very different from your boyfriend's? He's much older than me, so people often say it's better to marry someone similar to you. This is something that isn't always visible on the surface, but internally, the family background is very important. When I talk about differing family backgrounds, I'm not just talking about money. Being rich or poor is only one part, but there are so many other things. There's mindset, vision, life philosophy, lifestyle. We need to see if both sides can harmonize on those aspects, not just purely on money. It's not about who makes more money. Making more money will contribute, making less money will contribute. But fundamentally, are they from an intellectual background or a more street-smart background? For example, if one family is intellectual, with lecturers, teachers, people from academic fields, they'll likely have many differences compared to a family that's purely business-oriented or even involved in more shadowy social activities, right? So, I think there needs to be some similarity in the core values of both families. Money is just one small part. This morning I could eat 20 pieces of a certain snack. It made me laugh so hard. La la la, why do you guys want to order so much? Sister, I've sent you so many inbox messages, but you haven't seen them. Oh, honey, it's not that I haven't seen your messages. It's just that other people have already bought them, so I can't reply to you anymore. They've already bought them all. So, what do you think about the saying, character shapes appearance? This is absolutely true, guys, truly true. It means people say that nothing can be hidden in one's eyes, and nothing can hide one's chuang appearance physiognomy, which involves many things. It's not just a pretty face as you might think. A pretty face doesn't necessarily mean it's a good or auspicious chuang. For example, everyone is getting V-line chins these days. A V-line chin isn't necessarily a good chuang. My chin, for instance, is considered a good chuang by those who read faces. They say it's a full chin. I'm not afraid of anything. They also say my nose is a good chuang because it has a round tip. So, what I'm saying about character shapes appearance, I forgot what I was going to say, is that one of the most important aspects is your eyes and your voice, guys. You might not pay attention to it, but your eyes and voice are crucial indicators of a person's chuang. You see, when you look at malicious people, you can often see their true intentions in their eyes. Character shapes appearance means that your daily habits and thoughts gradually shape who you are. In reality, it's not just about your outward appearance, but everything in your life is determined by your thoughts and daily habits. Although I'm only in my 20s now, fundamentally, I know how to read people a bit. I often observe people to see if they are trustworthy or not, because I find character shapes appearance to be very true. It becomes even more apparent as we get older. For example, before 18, it's hard to read someone's chuang because at that age, we mostly live according to what we're born with past lives, blah blah blah. But after 18, we start building our own lives. And then gradually, by 30 or 40, our outward appearance becomes more aligned with the person we truly want to be. So for example, regarding chuang, you see I have a high forehead, a high and wide forehead, and I feel that people often say a high forehead means intelligence, and I find that to be true. Because among the people around me, those with high foreheads are often very intelligent. Or, for instance, eyebrows close to the eyes often indicate someone who is goal-oriented and very determined. And it's true, my eyebrows are close to my eyes. There's a lot to it. Some people have mouths that curve upwards like this, indicating cheerful and positive people, while others have mouths that curve downwards like this, indicating people who are often sad, worried, or overthinkers. So, dear listeners, remember that what you do every day, your thoughts and habits will create who you are. That's why, when we do anything, heaven and earth know, we can't hide anything. That's what I think. So where did I stop? I stopped on a suppressed story, but it's all gone now. It's all gone. Maybe at the end of the year, guys, I'll do it again then because I only do it once in a while. My parents are farmers, and I'm only an average student, not very good. Can I study abroad in South Korea? What's your purpose for going to South Korea? Is it to study and work, or just to study? I see many people from my hometown, Ha Tin, go to South Korea, but mostly for work, like labor export. I think it depends on each person, guys, because it also depends on your awareness, your goals, and your surroundings. I can't decide for you whether you should or shouldn't go. But if your family doesn't have the means, then you should study diligently and excel first, okay? But if you're in a situation like that, if your family is poor, you really should study hard and excel. Because if you go into labor export, it's manual labor. Manual labor will never. It's hard to get by. Okay, if you do TikTok and earn money to send home, that's okay. Then you can use that money to start a business, okay? But in reality, if you're poor like me, if you pursue the official path, meaning studying diligently, then you'll have even more opportunities. Because rich people usually work with their minds, and if you're poor, you have to be smart. The lyrics, "My mother above me will be 4 escapes." It has to be like that, huh? When you think that sometimes you're just born at a certain level, this isn't the time not to work hard. Hard, 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 diligently, diligently, diligently. Sister, can you give me some tips on love? Well, it's simple. Age doesn't matter. What matters is whether your mindsets are similar. So, for a young person born in 2000, 2001 in Australia, on Simply, right? Basically, your living habits, your way of thinking, your life goals need to align. That way, it's easy to talk to each other, right? Like when you meet me in person, what can we talk about? And I'm drawn to intelligent people, people I feel I can have a conversation with. So, should I switch to fortune telling instead of selling clothes? Sister, Why don't you give things to those in more difficult circumstances? I'll share this with you all. You can't give an evening gown or high heels to those in difficult circumstances. You need to know what to give and what not to give. How do you know I don't give to those in difficult circumstances? Not giving doesn't mean I'm not doing anything. Everything has its right place. You can't give an evening gown or a crop top to someone in difficult circumstances, right? It's absurd. It has to be reasonable. What do people in difficult circumstances need? They need food and education. They don't need fancy clothes. They need warm clothes or normal clothes. What I'm saying is, your question also needs to be reasonable, sweetie, okay? I usually do charity with members of my fan club. Do you prefer the northern or southern lifestyle? Each lifestyle has its own strengths and interesting points. Northerners are generally careful, detailed, and raise their children in a very, how should I say, very proper way. I notice that Northerners are very polite. For example, when eating, they have to invite their grandparents, mother, father, elder brother, elder sister to eat. But in the South, you might just say, everyone, let's eat. It's simpler and more casual. But in the North, it's more formal. Conversations are more formal. I've had to correct many young people here about their way of speaking. So, Northerners are perhaps more reserved, they save more. Southerners are more comfortable. But I think that comfort has its own charm. Being comfortable makes it easier to work together, easier to live together, not as strict. And being comfortable with money means they enjoy life more. Whereas Northerners and Central Vietnamese people tend to be more frugal and save up, I myself am someone who always worries about the future. Even now, in mid-2022, I'm already preparing for 2023. It's always like that. So these things come from, you have to understand that it comes from the living environment. It comes from the living environment, it comes from a very long history, from the weather, nature, geography. In central and northern Vietnam, people cannot have crops all year round. Especially in central Vietnam, around August, September, October, there are typhoons. Do you understand? So we can't not worry. We might earn money in January, February, March, but we have to save for the whole year because at some point there will be typhoons and we won't have rice or crops to eat. It's very different from the weather in the South. In the South, we have food all year round, the weather is mild. The environment greatly affects people's living conditions and daily life. So much. That's why if you've lived in different places, you'll understand them and you won't criticize them much. I understand why Central and Northern Vietnamese people are so frugal and thrifty, why they are so strict and meticulous. Whereas Southern people are more relaxed because the conditions here are different. So I think if you're from Central Vietnam and you live in the South, you'll really like it. The North also has its charms. When you go to the North, you'll feel it. For example, in Hanoi, there's a certain slowness, a calmness. In Hanoi during winter, it can be very sad, especially if you have a lover. What have you been using that for? You guys asked if it's a piano. I don't know if I can use it. It's already 5 p.m. Will I work out at 5 p.m.? I won't work out today. I mean, I'm not doing my afternoon workout today. Honestly, I'm a first-year student. Do you think I should get a part-time job? If you feel you have free time, you should get a part-time job. You should, because what else would you do with your time, right? Sister, if you were to write a social essay discussing the relationship between individuals and the community, what would you bring up? First, I would highlight the aspirations of each person. Meaning, what do people who live in this world desire? Besides their own happiness, they also yearn for social recognition. And of course, they want to create valuable contributions that are acknowledged. These values, at the same time, a person. Sometimes people don't think about it this way, but an individual standing alone is different from an individual within a community. In a community, it becomes clearer when, how should I put it? I feel that we cannot live without a community. We cannot live alone. We need a community. And each individual, by striving to be positive, contributes to a beautiful path. That's why I want to follow that line of thought. And naturally, each person needs to maintain their own identity. You can be part of a community, but you don't necessarily have to be completely assimilated. And you should use everyone. Which district are you in, sister? I want to meet you. San, I won't say, sweetie. Do you go to the dentist every month, sister? Your teeth are so beautiful. It's all because of my parents, guys, all because of my parents. Because all 3 of us siblings have beautiful teeth. Our whole family has beautiful teeth. Do I go to the dentist every month? No, I don't, because they're naturally straight. What do you think about studying medicine? Before, I thought medicine was a very difficult field, extremely difficult. But despite that, it's also a very noble profession, but you have to be able to endure it. Do you still have fixed live stream times, sister? No, I just live stream whenever I feel like it. I want to buy a guitar and sing Chiu Vang, but my hand hurts. Okay. My love, with each other, we will bury the pain. Perhaps it was the initial sound of love. Knowing tomorrow will be far apart, knowing you'll leave too soon, don't miss me. I'm not a professional singer, okay? Just playing around, please understand. My bangs always get oily, don't they? You know, my bangs get oily very often. Even now, they're oily. The secret to not having oily bangs is that you have to wash them quickly, and blow dry them right. What do you think about me competing in a beauty pageant? Oh, I don't meet the standards. I'm too short, not pretty enough. I mean, if it were about mindset, I'd be okay, but not my appearance. What about translation? I don't have much understanding of the translation industry. It's difficult, so I don't really know. You're so beautiful, spanking our point where I was born this way. My boyfriend wants my money. Oh no, you guys, please give me some comments. My boyfriend wants my money. What do you all think about this before I share my own opinion? Every time I share my opinion on a live stream, it's usually the most genuine because for YouTube, I have to weigh my words and think more. But on a live stream, it's the most real because it's live and it gets saved. So what do you think about, my boyfriend wants my money? What about acting? Oh,